it's already happening. We see nowadays, because of the pandemic, a lot of talks have shifted online. Even the G20 meeting and the G7 meeting that they had on the occasion of the how to combat the pandemic has taken place online. Now, let me specify there are two schools of thought on this. There's a traditional school. The traditional school meaning those who have been involved in diplomacy for a long time, and they see, and they have a point. The point for the traditional school is the following: face-to-face meeting matters. Why does it matter? Why, instead of me and you talking over Zoom, it would be better to have this kind, considering that we will be diplomats, if we are diplomats. The point is that diplomacy is about building a relationship. It's not very transactional. Nowadays, a lot of diplomacy is transactional, but being successful in diplomacy, it means that you need to develop a relationship with whatever partners you may. Even if you disagree with a particular country, you need to develop a relationship. This is what Kissinger has tried to do with his in the 70s, with his turn to China, trying to develop a relationship, although the interests were quite divergent at that time between China and the United States. So face-to-face meeting is supposed to help with that, help by building trust. So the traditional school says that, oh, look, and there is a little bit of science behind this. There have been some books published on this as well, in the sense that people are in the same room. They can read each other. They can pick up signals. They can develop a particular rapport, and that matters. That matters because it facilitates the conversation. It facilitates, the relationship building. It facilitates the way in which business can be done. Now, on the other hand, we see that technology has permeated the way in which diplomats do their business. So I think it's moving a little bit in a different direction. So what we're going to see in the future, I think, and there are some interesting developments, is that yes, we're going to have more meetings like the one that we have right now, is because you need to exchange information. And it's a trade-off. To what extent we can conduct business without that element of relationship building and trust. And I think, from this point of view, situation can emerge to a certain point. Negotiation will be rather difficult, in which a lot of information will be provided with the help of artificial intelligence assistance. So what I've seen, for instance, in negotiations, when you go into a negotiation, you talk with your partners, and you have a file about a particular dossier, a particular topic, then that information coming from new technologies can be provided promptly by an AI assistant. And I think that's quite fascinating in the way in which the diplomacy can. So what I try to emphasize here is not the fact that this digital technology facilitates meetings online, but what the future may bring more interestingly is that technology may allow you to conduct negotiation in a different format, in which the knowledge and the experience that you traditionally have by managing a particular dossier or file is being now enhanced or augmented by the use of artificial intelligence. I also wouldn't dismiss the development of virtual reality, augmented reality. Technology is already there, for instance, to conduct a seminar online in which you can participate, not only this way, but you can sit at the table. And I think that's quite fascinating, and I can see that coming in 5-10 years.